Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the Chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce in Taipei, Mr. Albert Chang.
Thank you, Stephen. Good evening. President Tsai, Director Moy, ministers, AmCham members, and distinguished guests. Let me say a warm welcome to the 2017 AmCham Taipei Hsieh Nien Fan. This is a historic evening. Every year for the past 49 years, we've held this event. We've brought together leaders from government and business. But this year, we have more attendees than we've ever had in half a century of history. 700 people plus here tonight. Now, I have to be honest, this was a close call. This wasn't so guaranteed. So to Director Moy and the leaders at AIT, we're so happy you could be with us tonight. But to be honest, with the president's budget cuts, we weren't sure if you would make it. Just kidding. To our chamber members, now I know I have to empathize. I know many of you took a hit on your P&L to be here, and I've gotten so many questions, so let me just state for the record. Yes, we are officially now after hours, and yes, everyone needs to fill out their overtime forms. But in all seriousness, joking aside, tonight is a historic night because tonight we welcome someone who herself knows something about making history, Madam President Tsai Ing-wen. And so let me just say, Madam President, on behalf of AmCham, to you, to your ministers, and to the 100 plus government officials here tonight, a really warm welcome and a thank you for being with us here tonight. Now, it's a historic night, but you know, if you think about what's been constant over the last half century, the reason we're here, that has not changed. The reason we're here is this is a chance for business leaders in Taiwan to express our gratitude to the Taiwan government for the rich and strong collaboration we've had over the years. Now, as we gather here tonight, if you just look around the room, and if you think about 2016, there is so much to celebrate. Right? The leaders in this room have personally led to the creation of thousands upon thousands of high-paying, high-quality jobs in Taiwan, and billions upon billions of investment here in Taiwan. And so let's not forget, these are not just figures on a piece of paper. Right? The people here have done their part to affect the lives of average Taiwanese citizens in very real ways. And I think we can't forget that. And so when we asked our members here, many of you who are here tonight, we asked you in our annual business climate survey about your hiring and investment plans. And this is what you told us. You told us that half of you not only increased your employment and investment in Taiwan in 2016, but you plan to do the same in 2017. That's incredible. Half of you said, if you look across the global landscape of countries, half of you said that Taiwan is a top 10 priority for your company, right? And we have a lot to celebrate on many fronts, on regulations, for example, with Premier Lin's leadership and with the leadership of many ministers sitting here at this table tonight. The government has extended the standard notice and comment period from 14 days to 60 days. That is critical, right? Getting input from this group on regulatory changes. That is something really to celebrate. And finally, my favorite topic, on quality of life. Right? From the survey, an overwhelmingly positive response about the quality of life in Taiwan and the quality of the workforce. And I'll just share with you my favorite quote from the survey. It's incredible. One person said, "I love Taiwan because Taiwan is the only place in the world where the taxi drivers are nicer than the passengers." Now, I have to say, even for me personally, when people come and tell me, oh, your Chinese has improved, I tell them everything I know I learned from the Taiwan taxi drivers. But then when they realize my accent is so bad, I guess now I know why that is. And so let me just say, we thank President Tsai, we thank the Taiwan government for creating an environment that welcomes the world's leading companies to plant their flag in Taiwan and encourage them to invest, to innovate, and to grow. But at the same time, let's be honest with ourselves, we're not naive, right? There's still a lot of work to be done. And so if there's one message from our members on the state of the business environment in Taiwan, that message is there's an opportunity to see improvements much faster, and critically along 3 dimensions. The first is on government regulations. Now, regulations are an essential glue to the well-functioning economy, to any well-functioning economy, and it's true in Taiwan. And so our businesses look for more transparency, more opportunities to provide input, and this is the single biggest issue that comes up every year. Right? That's number one. Number 2, labor law. In today's digital economy, there's no joke coming, I promise. In today's digital economy, where entire industries are being disrupted by digital, labor laws have to keep up. Right? Labor laws in Taiwan can become more relevant, they can become more actionable, and they can become more responsive to day-to-day needs of companies, both international and domestic. And number 3, our members are looking for Taiwan to be a source of macroeconomic stability in a world that's becoming more and more uncertain, in a world that's becoming more and more fraught with risks. And so stability instills confidence throughout the entire system, and it lets business leaders feel that their investments will be secure today and their investments will be secure tomorrow. And so in closing, let me say to my esteemed colleagues and friends in the room here, I would say you've all done so much to get Taiwan to the enviable position that it is in today. It is a thriving, vibrant democracy with smart, friendly, hardworking people, and it's one of the largest trading nations on earth. And so if we've done all of that, then surely these tasks were up for that challenge. And so you are why we at AmCham are more optimistic than we've ever been. And so we have tonight here with us the leaders who are going to shape the economic future of Taiwan. And while we may not always share the same goals, we may not always share the same agenda, what we can say is that the one thing that makes us similar, the one thing that ties us together, is our collective commitment to Taiwan. Now, personally, coming back to Taiwan several years ago for me, it was a deeply meaningful homecoming for me. And so we are extremely excited at AmCham to work together with the government and the people in this room to ensure that this home that we call Taiwan is a place where we can raise our families, we can build our businesses, and we can pursue our dreams in peace and prosperity. And so before I hand over the podium, I'd like to share with you an often cited proverb. It's actually my favorite proverb. I think it captures the spirit of why we're here tonight. And that proverb says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And so tonight, recognizing that fact, we know that although there's so much to do, there's no limit to what we can accomplish if we do it together. And so President Tsai and Director Moy, we extend our warmest welcome and deepest thanks, and we look forward to years of continued partnership together. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Kin Moy, Director of the American Institute in Taiwan.